your host, Cowboy and Spade.
Woo!
Boy, you had me over here dancing with
I'm
that.
telling you,
I was over
man.
here. I'm thinking you can hear me and shit. I'm over here again.
Nah.
Damn. Okay. All right. I'm just
Man,
doing.
there's this whole show, episode 110. Welcome to Bourbon and Boxing, everybody.
What's
You know
up?
we
What's
have to
up with y'all
represent.
out there in the world, man?
Absolutely. And everybody else got to talk about it all week. And I waited. I heard everybody's opinion on the fight. And there was only one person that agreed with Spade and the Cowboy. Only one fucking person that told everybody what was going to happen. And this guy's been riding with Terrence Crawford from the beginning. His name is Teddy Atlas. Out of all the shows I listened to, he's the only one who thought exactly what I thought after watching that fight. Now, every other commentary
What
dictates
we thought. What we thought.
what we thought. Now,
We.
I want you, before I say anything about what the other commentators said or the other shows might have mentioned, how close was this fight to you?
We talked that night, brother. You
Yeah,
know I said I don't think that fight was close at all.
not
At
a single
all.
fucking bit.
At all. When I say at all, that's what I mean. Like literally at all. That fight wasn't close.
How many rounds would you have given Canelo?
I told you I give him 2, 3 being generous, bro. 3
Yeah,
being generous, bro.
I gave him 2. That was it. Maybe 3, like you said, being generous. He might have taken maybe he might have edged out the first or second round. I gave him the I want to say the 5th round, even though Terrence Crawford came on really strong at the end of that 5th round, kind of took it back a little bit. I still
Yeah.
gave that to Canelo. But
I
then
can't
every
even
other
remember the
round,
rounds like that because I ain't rewatched the fight. But
yeah. Well, I
when I
stopped and I decided, I said, let's see what everybody else is going to say about it. Let's see what they're saying. How close did they think this fight was? Everybody. I mean, I'm hearing these people
everybody over
say
the place, all over the place, ain't
Crawford.
they?
What is it?
I said everybody was all over the place with that shit, wasn't they?
Man, I heard Terrence needed the last 2 rounds to win the fight. I heard it could have been a draw. I heard it wasn't an outright landslide by Terrence Crawford. The fight was closer than what we think it was. I went back and I watched that fight 3 times, guys, not one time. I watched it when it was on. Then that next day, I said, man,
Yeah.
I got to watch this again. This performance that Terrence Crawford put on was so immaculate that I had to go back. Did I see what I thought I seen? I drinking a little bit. I may have embellished a little bit on what was going on. Was I?
Right.
Was I? Oh, So I went back. I watched it sober, and I said, God damn, no, he really controlled this whole fucking fight. Like he knew
Right.
what he was going to do before he did it. And my favorite
Right.
saying was from Teddy Atlas. Teddy said during that fight, if you listen to that, their commentary was absolutely immaculate. I loved it. Teddy was saying, he said Crawford should go inside more, but it's like going into a bad neighborhood. He's probably going to get mugged. Like he should go inside, and that would be his best game plan is to try to go inside and with Crawford. But even then, Crawford would have gotten the best of him. And
Yeah.
every time he tried, he couldn't get more than a punch off at a time. He
At
could
a
not get
time.
a multi-punch off. And by the time he was going for the second punch, he was missing. He wasn't nowhere in the range of Crawford. He'd
Hey,
load up on a punch, and he'd get countered almost every single time, man.
let
Like,
me tell. Want me to tell you why? How? Well, I'm being. If I'm being biased, I'm picking Crawford regardless. But the fight that made me know, like, he could beat Canelo, the Caleb Plant fight. Caleb
oh
Plant was
yeah,
beating
yeah,
Canelo for real.
yeah. With his movement, he was giving him a little
With his
problem using
with
that ring.
boxing.
Yeah,
Boxing. He
yeah,
just gassed out. He was beating Canelo for real. And I
yeah.
said that. I said, man, if he wouldn't have gassed out and he wouldn't have let him keep landing that damn hook on that glove as his stamina was going down, Caleb Plant would have won that. Like
Yeah.
literally would have won that fight.
Yeah,
But
and another difference that we saw in Plant and Crawford and everybody who else has fought Canelo, they give him that respect. Crawford wasn't giving him no respect. He
at
said
all.
when he tried to
At,
fist bump him in the round, he said, "I don't want that. Nah, we ain't friends. Like he turned our way. Nah, we ain't fist bumping. We ain't buddies. I'm
Not right now.
here to
Not
take your
doing
points.
not during war.
Yeah, we can respect each other before and after, but during this fight,
Yeah,
I don't give you any respect, and he absolutely showed that. I
yeah.
mean, what overall, like God, like in that fight, like I mean, we talk about levels. A fight like this to this magnitude, like it was, all the doubt that people had in Terrence Crawford, and there was a lot of doubters out there uh, who said he absolutely didn't stand a chance. Even if me and you thought, well, this is a close fight with him and Canelo, we knew if there was anybody who was going to give Canelo the best fight of his life, it was going to be Terrence Crawford.
Right, right.
And yeah, like in our mind, there was no way this was even going to be a lopsided fight. It
Nah,
was a lopsided fight, but
nah.
not for the guy that everybody thought it was going to be the lot. Oh, well, he's going to back Terrence down. He's going to walk him around the ring. He's going to control the fight. He did none of that. He was trying to figure out how to get to Crawford. And then I was at work and my Spanish buddies, my Mexican friends, they talked about the Martinez versus McBilly fight. Oh, that stand toe to toe, not like Crawford running around the ring. So I showed them my little clip that I started this show with, and I said, "Show me where this man ran." I said, "He didn't run. He
Right.
utilized the ring like you're supposed to. He knew when to move around that ring, get his footing, and just, I mean, come on, man. It was complete dominance by a master boxer. The guy with probably the highest IQ in boxing by any means, in my opinion, the highest IQ in boxing. I mean, you could put Usyk up there, great IQ, knows how to, measure up his opponents, box him the way he needs to. But I got to say, the best I've seen in my time, honestly, and my ability to be able to watch fights and judge fights, I have to say Terrence Crawford is by far the best ring IQ breaking. He doesn't ever fight anybody the same.
Nah,
Never.
nah.
Go look at every one of his fights. He's fought them the way he needed to fight that opponent.
But like I t- but like I said, he loves for a fighter to engage, bro. He
Yeah.
wants you to engage. Cause his boxing skills is up a par. Like his boxing skills so up to par, his IQ so up to par. That's what I was saying. Like, bro, he been studying Canelo, bro. Like the
Mhm.
same way he did with Earl Spence, the
Yep.
same way. If he sit and watch you for how long, and I know you said, "Oh, we need to see him back in the ring. He been out and all that." Bro,
And
he sits and studies and watched you. And if he able to do that for that long, bro, the fighter he is,
mhm.
it's a wrap for you, bro. Like,
Yeah,
dude, live shit, sleep boxing, bro. Like,
yeah,
he's one of them type of guys. Like, he
yeah,
know what it take. Like, you know what I'm saying? He know what it take to be great.
yeah.
And
And
he,
that
and
and what you said there, that was always my biggest knock on Terrence Crawford was the once a year fight.
yeah, I
Like,
know.
oh man, he only fight once a year, and that's only because I'm a huge fan and I want to see this man in the
Yeah,
ring
yeah,
two,
I
three times
understand.
a year.
I
But he
understand.
knows that he only wants to fight the best. And
Yeah,
not everybody, and you're in each division, you might only have one or two of the best.
right.
So you're not going to go fight a bunch of nobodies, not make money just to put your, self in danger or put your body at risk or anything like that, or getting injured or anything by fighting more than once a year if you absolutely don't have to. And he's the only guy that you can tell that he may only fight once a year, but he lives in the gym. He
Yeah.
lives for boxing, like you said, because he's in there regardless if he's fighting once a year or whatever. He's in that gym
Mm-hmm.
consistently every day, doing what he needs to do, working out, practicing, getting better. Uh, and I don't know, man. It's just really hard. Like this fight, just I think man, like honestly, like I said, people were saying he needed to last. There was no, he did not need the last 2 rounds of
No,
that
I
fight.
understand what they were saying. I heard people saying that because you see how close to the scoreboard, how they had
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. I mean, you
So
had,
it's like,
yeah,
don't play
yeah,
with them. Go
yeah.
show them that you won this fight. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Go,
yeah,
go show them.
and maybe that's the way they meant it,
Yeah,
was
that's
he
what
needed
I
these
felt like.
last
That's how
2
they meant it.
rounds to absolutely stamp this fight down because that way they couldn't steal the fight from him.
Yeah,
it was a draw, or oh
yeah,
well, we edged it out for Canelo. He had to
yeah,
make it absolute clear that he not only won this fight, but he won every round just about in this fight. And there was indecisive evidence that there was no way that you could give this fight to Canelo, call it a draw or anything. He made sure, and I guess that's where they were more likely coming from. I
yeah,
didn't really think about it like that. Like, all right, yeah, he really had to stamp that fight down with these last
yeah.
two rounds. Maybe that's what they were meaning. But I had one guy, pretty reputable dude. Even Dan Rayfield said that he thought it was a close fight and that Canelo needed the last two rounds to win. I didn't think it was anywhere near. He was like, anybody who thought this fight wasn't even close, need to go rewatch it. Yeah, well, Dan, I did. I watched it 3 times, and not one fucking time did it get any closer than the first time I watched it. It only
Right.
got more evident that this fight wasn't even close by the third time that I watched it. I was like, holy shit, he just masterclassed one of the best boxers in boxing, one of the most considered boxers in boxing, top level guys. And Teddy Atlas kind of said it. He said, "Look, I've been telling y'all, Canelo ain't that good, and he ain't the best Mexican boxer ever." He said, "I've been telling y'all this. He was good at going up to 168 and cherry picking the guys he wanted to fight. But when he
Yeah,
actually had to fight a real top level guy, we see what happened. We saw the results of that. And that's not taking nothing away from Canelo, because one thing I will say, he did act like a champion, man. He absolutely, at the end of this fight, made no excuses on losing. He absolutely said, I was outboxed. I could not figure him out. And he outboxed.
right. I'm here, bro. I'm just,
Yeah.
I'm,
What was
I'm
your
just.
thoughts on Canelo and how he acted after the fight? Were you impressed with that? Did that make you kind of be like, for me, it almost made me like him a little bit more. Like, okay, I can respect the guy
I
who
ain't
can
never
prove
really
it.
liked Canelo, bro. Do you know that? Like,
Yeah. But what was your thoughts after when he got up there on stage and talked about, you know, he
he
was
did some
he was
bullshit. He did some bullshit in my eyes. Cause why you comparing Floyd to, like, you trying to stir up some shit? I felt like everybody, oh, Canelo said, bro, you trying to stir up some shit, bro. You talking about,
I don't
you
man,
shouldn't even mention Floyd.
I
Like,
thought
you
it was the
fought
highest
Floyd
level of
damn near
praise.
20 years ago, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
why is you missing it? And you fought, like, come on, man. This a whole new fighter you fighting, my boy. Why is
yeah.
you even mentioning Floyd? Like, come on, you trying to stir up some bullshit. How I felt. You wanna talk about some bullshit
Mhm,
and that don't got nothing to do with what happened. They ain't ask you. Did they even ask him that?
mhm. Maybe it might have been somebody in the crowd asking him how to compare how he compared to Floyd. Uh, if he had to compare what was the
But
harder
yeah, yeah,
fight,
yeah, 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 yeah.
and
I
they
can
asked
see
him
that.
who was harder, Floyd or Canelo or Crawford, and he said Crawford was by far harder because he just couldn't figure him out.
Yeah, I could see, but he said he think he better than Floyd. Like, that ain't got nothing to do with that, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like, I don't get why he did it. I just feel like he stirred up some bullshit.
like he was just trying to throw some shade at somebody at the time, and he didn't want to throw it at Crawford and look like a sore
Nah,
loser.
I don't feel like he was
He was
doing
like, you know what, fuck Floyd.
I don't feel like he was throwing some shade, but I feel like you try to stir up some bullshit. Like, why? You know what I mean? Ain't nobody asked you that. Who you
Yeah,
think? I mean, they probably did ask you that, but you could have said, "Look, I fought this fighter this time, and I fought this fighter this time. I can't." You know what I mean? But I don't know. I felt like he was trying to stir up some bullshit. I don't even remember nobody at. They probably did.
yeah, and I think somebody did ask him like, "Hey, how do you compare him to Floyd?" And he was like, "Well, honestly, he's better than Floyd. He was a harder fight than Floyd," which I saw kind of almost a similar fight to what he had against Floyd, where he wasn't able to figure Floyd out. He wasn't able to hit him. He was too fast, too
Yes.
smooth. So, and that similarities. But as far as the fighting style, two completely different guys. Crawford, I feel like Crawford may go down as one of the most calculated fighters in the sport, man. With how he just I mean, he doesn't like he just how he measures up his opponents. I think it's like we said, you don't see him at a lot of fights unless it's a guy he wants to fight, and then that's when
Yeah.
you know he really wants to fight because he's there and he's measuring that guy up. And
Yeah.
he's like, yeah, I'm just here doing the fight. No, you ain't. You want this dude next. You know what
I
I
don't
mean?
even feel like he measuring them up because at the end of the day, he be watching them motherfuckers at home too. He probably just going to, to get the fight to make the public put it
Yeah,
in the public eye. Like, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I'm
yeah.
for
Trying to get
real.
the word out there.
Yeah.
Like yeah,
Promotion. Promotion, that's all.
yeah. Who was it? Who was it? He said. I think he credited Andre Ward for putting the thought in his head to fight Canelo.
No,
Who'd
it
he
was
say?
uh it was Bill Haney.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's right. Yeah, that's right. It
Yeah,
was
it was
Haney.
Bill.
Yeah, Bill Haney. He said Bill put it in his head. He said he never really thought. He said, "Why won't you fight Canelo? You know, you could beat him." And he was like,
Yeah,
it never crossed his mind before that to even
yeah,
fight the guy, or it wasn't even on his radar. And then he started thinking after he said that, he started watching him, and he's like, "I can beat this dude."
yeah.
You know what I mean, and he knew he could. What is next for Bud Crawford, man? Right now he's what 43-0. I don't see him fighting. What would it be? 8 more times to tie Floyd for 50-0. I don't see him fighting
Uh,
8 more times to get that record. Uh, I don't know if we see him fight again, really, because what is next for a guy who's hit that platinum, that platform at
Nothing.
168, going
Nothing.
up? There's
Unless
nobody at
it was somebody
168.
undisputed at 160. You get what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
like now he did mention possibly dropping to 160, but we know the 160 division is probably one of the worst in boxing. Uh,
Yeah.
in my opinion, I don't really like. You got Carlos Adames, you got Janabek. They're good fighters. Chris Eubank Jr. He's a decent fighter. Uh, Shabazz moved up to 168, so they lost him there. I think you got uh, Ammo Williams at 160, but outside of that, none of those guys I could see even being a challenge or somebody that Terrence is like, all right, let's go to 160 for this guy. You know what I mean?
Right.
Uh, unless it was somebody like Janabek or Adamas once they fight for the unified undisputed titles in that division, then maybe he's like, okay, let me go fight either Janabek or Adamas and unify and become undisputed in a fourth division uh, at 160. That's the only reason I could see him thinking about 160 if one of those two guys unified that division. So
Right.
for me, it's like there's really nothing at 154 money wise. There's nothing at uh like I don't know. Do you see anybody at 168? You're like, all right, this guy.
No.
No,
No.
money,
Not at
money
all.
wise, hype wise, fan wise. There's not anybody that's going to be on that level. I don't think that's nobody at 168. So what does he do from here? Does he just kind of set back and wait to see who comes
No.
ahead? Like we talked
Wait
about
for
with
what?
Usyk?
What? Wait for what? Wait
True.
for what? We on a level now. Like if you ain't got it, we want what you got. That's what he on. If
Yeah.
you got
Yeah. Yeah.
he set a little standard. Like he set a standard, bro. Like I don't feel like he should ever backtrack and wait on nobody no more if they
No.
ain't got something for him. And the
Yeah.
only one that got something for him right now is Usyk.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cause he
Yeah.
undisputed.
Yeah. Absolutely true. That would be the
You know
only
what I
one.
mean?
But like I said, if you get Carlos Adames and Dana back, they're supposed to fight here soon to unify the 160 division. He did
Oh
talk
yeah?
about. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They'll be fighting the beginning of January 2026 to unify
Oh,
160. He talked about 160 after the fight, saying, I could drop down to 160 and continue to fight at 160.
right.
You know what I mean? So he has mentioned that. That's something that he talked about. And if these two guys finally do get to fight each other, Janabek and Adamas, then you're going to have an undisputed champion out of one of those two, and then that would give him an opportunity. That would
Oh
give him something
yeah.
to fight for.
Yeah, that'll give him something to do.
Now I could be a four-time
So
undisputed champion.
so when would that happen though?
We're looking at probably if that was to happen for him to unify the
No. When that fight between them two guys supposed to
they
happen?
They announced it, but they haven't set a date. Let me look up here and see if they've set a date on it.
And you said who is that supposed to do that at 160?
Janabek and Carlos Adames, man. Janabek.
Okay. Okay,
Janabek's
Carlos
one of the guys who
Adames.
should have a lot more. Fight between middleweight title holders Janabek and Carlos Adames has been in the works, but has faced delays due to ongoing negotiations and alleged complications. Turkey Al-Sheikh is trying to organize it at Riyadh, but withdrawing an offer due to Adames, wasted time, whatever. That's what they're saying. So far, this fight looks like they're trying to make it happen, but that's why I said maybe 2026, early 2026, between January, February, March, and that time, which means that if they did that fight between those 3 months, then we could possibly get the summer fight and a chance for Terrence to come back in the summertime of 2026 and unify another division. So that's a what if scenario for Crawford, I guess. Outside of that, like you said, man, there's really nothing for him to prove. I mean, when we look at his accolades, his key highlights and achievements, lightweight WBC lightweight champion, 2014 lightweight unified WBO and WBC title in
Yeah.
2016, then became the undisputed champion in 2017, holding all four major belts and major titles. WBO, WBC, IBF, and WBA welterweight, became the first to unify in the four belt division, became the first to unify 2 times in the four belt division, now the first to do it 3 times in the four belt division as a male fighter. We've got to make sure we clarify that as a male fighter, first to unify in 3 different divisions in his career. Been fighter of the year 2 times. I mean, and then right now adding a win against Canelo Alvarez, going up 2 weight classes to beat this guy, adding that now to your resume. I mean, that's a more than a Hall of Fame resume. That's an all-time resume. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, and he's also one of only 3 fighters to hold the lineal title in 4 different divisions. Him, Mayweather, and Pacquiao are the only 3 fighters in the 4 belt era to hold the lineal title in 4 different divisions. Pacquiao did it, I think, in like five different divisions. Something like he fought in 7. I think he held the lineal title in like 5 of those divisions. But
Yeah.
Crawford had it 4 times. Floyd had it 3 to 4 times. They said something about one that he got that they were like, that was kind of a garbage fight. But regardless, he's done it 3 to 4 times, and that's something else on his resume. Just, I mean, what he's accomplished, man. Where are you going to put him as on your all-time list of boxers? If you had to, and I know the list is huge, and it's hard to say, well, he's better than this guy in this era, that era. But where would you classify him?
He got to be my top 5 because that's my boy. That been
Yeah,
my boy.
yeah.
He's my top 5 for sure.
I
That's my
think
boy.
with his accomplishments, he's definitely top 5.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's
the fact of if you look at what he's accomplished what nobody else has accomplished. He's done things nobody else has done in the sport
right.
of boxing. He's the first to do something in the sport of boxing. That automatically has to put you in a top 5 scenario, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Now, like I said, it sucks because there's no way he's going to fight 8 more times. Uh, Especially with the pace that he fights at. He's not going to fight 8 more times. We might get one more fight out of Terrence Crawford if we get that. And no shame, man. If he never comes back to fight again and he goes out that way, I mean, what better way to go out than on top? And that way. Pound for pound, number 1. Who you got? Inoue, Usyk, or Crawford? All 3 undisputed in their division. All 3 have beat the best in the division. Who are you more impressed with, and who is the pound for pound number 1?
Nah, you gonna think I'm being biased? Bud Crawford. I don't feel like anyway. I mean, what? How many weight classes he been up?
I think he's on like 3. Like he's been undisputed. I want to say in 2 of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's been undisputed in 2. I mean, you got Usyk, who unified and became undisputed at the cruiserweight, and then became undisputed at heavyweight. Uh, for me, I think it's like you said, it's kind of without seeming like we're being biased or we're saying, "Oh, Terrence Crawford on everything." I think it's
Yeah.
just obvious that you got to have Crawford at number one pound for pound. Usyk number two for me. Then I'm gonna have Inoue at number three, and then I'm gonna go straight off the rail at number four. The guy who's creeping on all of them is Bam Bam Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Bam Bam, baby. He's my number four pound for pound, and I know y'all don't care, but Bam is creeping up, and slowly,
Oh, did you want them in order?
no, you can put them in any order you want to
I'm
put them
talking
in,
about
man. And
out of that group.
out of that group, if you want to, yeah, give me the order that you would put it in, from one to three for your top pound for pound. Out of these three guys, who we obviously know is one through three, how would you order these guys?
I'll do it Bud, Usyk, and then anyway.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm the same with you. As Inouye's looked a little acceptable in his last few fights, even though he just fought um, Aki Marajada. MJ kind of put a good little whooping on him. It was a decent fight, but he didn't get the knockout. He did get the unanimous decision and became undisputed in that division. But for me, it's just like the level of competition that Usyk beat the number one guy
Yeah.
at heavyweight in Tyson Fury, not once, but twice.
Yeah.
Okay. And Crawford has beat the number one. Crawford beat the number one pound for pound guy in Spence when he fought him at 147. Spence was the number one pound for pound guy, considered the best in the sport, and Crawford absolutely dominated that guy at 147 to unify there, and then moved up two weight classes, three weight classes, really, if you want to just take away the 154 fight against Madrimov and jump him to 168 and beat the number one guy, undisputed guy in that division with no other fights under his belt, and just moved up and beat him. That's hard to say that guy's not the best that in boxing, clearly right now as we speak. It's just
He beat the man though.
yeah,
The
yeah,
face of boxing right now.
yeah,
He
yeah,
beat the face of boxing, not just a regular Joe or move the man in that division. And bro, he beat the face of boxing right now.
yeah. And if
That
you want to look at Usyk kind of beat the number one guy at heavyweight two times.
I mean, yeah,
And he
heavyweight,
got
but I'm
fought.
saying the face of boxing, knocking off the face. That was like knocking off Mike Tyson when Mike
Yep,
Tyson got
yep,
knocked out. You
yeah.
feel what I'm saying?
But we kind of knew it was going to happen. And if you listen to Bourbon and Boxing, I don't want to say we told you so, but we fucking told you so. And we said it. I said it. And I told everybody in my job, "Oh, who you taking?" I said, just look at Crawford's demeanor. He's not worried. He ain't shook. He ain't stressed. He ain't acting like, oh man, this. He ain't like he is ready. He's got the eye of the tiger, and he's ready. And he was absolutely ready for that fight. Like it, just unbelievable performance, man. Uh, what does this fight do or mean for Terrence Crawford? I think we talked about that for his legacy and all that. We kind of jumped ahead a little bit on that.
Yeah, what you mean when we
Part.
said where we place him at?
Yeah, where we place him at all time and all that other stuff, man. Like I said, just impressive. Can't where he goes from here, we don't know. But just let the man rest, enjoy these belts, enjoy his family for a little bit, and then see if he blesses us with another fight in our time, man. Can't go wrong with
Right.
that. Some of the fights on the undercard, Colin Walsh defeats Fernando Vargas by unanimous decision in a fight that kind of showed me that Fernando Vargas, like we talked about, when you consistently put cab drivers in with guys and then you put them in there with a pretty experienced boxer in Walsh who's faced better competition, you saw the difference in those two young guys and those two young prospects that Fernando Vargas has got a lot to learn. Uh, and he's got a lot. The level we might have thought as prospect, Colin Walsh has turned out to look like the better prospect after this fight. Uh, so, I mean, that fight was all right. Did you watch any of that fight against Colin Walsh and Vargas? I thought it was kind of a snoozer. I'm not going to lie. Uh, it was probably the fight that I was looking the most forward to, but the fight that I least enjoyed during that night.
Yeah, I think that's the one I felt. Well, I fell asleep on McBilly and what was his name?
Lester Martinez.
Huh?
Martinez.
Yeah, I fell asleep on that, but the fight was good. I just was tired, but that
Yeah,
fight was good. I fell asleep on that, but I don't
yeah.
think that other fight. I don't know. I ain't watching, but I don't think that fight was interesting
No, I
enough.
don't. I don't know why. Honestly, when I look back at it, even though I was excited about it at the time, it really didn't register to me. Like, why is McBilly and Lester Martinez not the co-main event in this fight? I
Yeah,
get they were trying to promote Colin Walsh and Fernando Vargas, but these are two prospects.
right.
McBilly and Martinez are not prospects; they're actual, you know, co champions, whatever, in their division at the 168. Uh, so I really thought that should have been the co-main event. And to be honest, man, I just thought it was an amazing fight. It may have been one of the best fights of the night of the day. Uh, and it
McBilly.
came down to a draw. Yeah, it came down to a draw. It was a phone booth fight. Now the only thing, and I knew it was going to come down to a draw probably after the seventh, eighth round. I
Yes.
was like, man, if they continue to fight, those are the hardest fights to judge. When a guy's landing a big punch, but then he gets countered with a big punch, he's landing and getting countered, and it was
Yeah.
just a back and forth trade, toe to toe, head to head type fight. And as much as I enjoy those fights, I always know that 90% of the time that's going to either turn out to be a knockout or a draw because it's hard to judge those type of fights when you're toe to toe and it's so close and you don't really. It's really hard to tell who's landing the better punches, who's getting the better of each other because they're just going back and forth like that. I enjoy it, but I knew what was coming when it went to the decision. I said this is going to be a draw, and it was absolutely a draw. Now I did hear that the WBC has ordered a rematch on this fight. I didn't think it was going to happen. I figured McBilly's probably going to move on, and he's not going to try to go back to Martinez. And then what we get from that fight, I think the only way you get a knockout is McBilly's got to move around the ring, make Lester come towards him, and make that a movement fight. Don't fight Lester Martinez's style. Lester Martinez wants you to go to the middle of the ring. He wants that phone booth fight. He is a Mexican, so he's going to want that type of fight, toe to toe, head to head. Don't give it to him. If you want to beat him, in my opinion, you got to be a lot more mobile, move around the ring, utilize the ring a lot more, and make him come at you and then catch him with a nice counter. I think that's how you're going to beat Martinez if you're Christian McBilly. You're not going to beat him head to head, toe to toe. He's got a chin. You got a chin. And McBilly showed he's got a chin too. So both of these guys got a chin. You're not going to knock each other out. So you got to find a different strategy if you do that fight for a second time, in my opinion, if you're Christian McBilly. And the best way to do it is fight off your back foot, move and utilize that ring, and make Lester come at you so that you can get bigger, heavier punches on him, more calculated punches, and make him miss you a few times and wear down too. Let him use that power to his disadvantage when he's missing big punches.
Yeah, I feel like
You there, big
like
dog?
those catching a lot of his shots
I lost.
early watching it. But they was banging, but I don't feel like McBilly was connecting with a lot of them punches.
He was getting him good, but
And
every
like,
time he hit him with a hard punch, he got countered with a hard punch, and that's one thing I was noticing. He was dropping that guard a lot. I thought at one point somebody's going to get knocked out. Like I really thought that, like somebody's going to get knocked out in this fight. But I mean, their chin was for sure granite.
yeah, I mean, I don't think McBilly hit hard though, bro. The beat. I know you was saying he kind of. I don't think he hit hard. I don't think he hit hard enough.
He's got like he doesn't have Mike Tyson power, but he's got like that Mike Tyson stature to him.
I
Short,
I
out,
guess. Yeah.
it's out fighting, get down, get gritty with it. He does have that style. I like what I see, but maybe you're right. Maybe he doesn't have quite the power that we think that he has, or that I think
But he
personally that.
he did fight a Mexican too, though. You know they
Yeah,
hard.
Mexicans got them chins, man. Really hard to knock them out. And he was actually this guy was from Guatemala. A guy at my work is from Guatemala, and he was
I
actually
think
talking.
he under Terrence Crawford and them crew. I think he
Yep,
was.
yeah, he was trained by Bomac. He's been in camp, helping. He was helping Crawford get ready for the Canelo fight. And he's been training with him for a while. So, uh, and I also heard that Bomac will be there to train Chris Eubanks Jr. for the fight against rematch against Connor Ben.
Yeah, I seen Bomac at the press conference.
Yeah, yeah. And the thing is the last time I saw uh, our boy Eubank, the last time I saw him uh, with our guy Bomac, he had his best fight and his rematch against Liam Smith, and he looked spectacular. So, the only trouble that came out of that was Bomac got caught with that gun over in the UK. Glad to see he got out of that because they're pretty strict on gun laws over there. So you just got to be smart this time. Leave the gun at home, my guy. Leave the gun at home. Don't bring that with you over in the UK. This time they might not be that lenient on it. Here we go. Let's talk about Javante Davis versus Jake
Oh, you
Paul.
ain't heard me. I said he might not go back to the UK.
He might just training, but I don't know how that's going to work if he wants to train him. I'm sure he's going to have to go there and training.
Oh, he was training somebody over there.
Well, yeah, he was training Chris Eubanks Jr. for the Liam Smith rematch when he got caught with that gun over there. That's who he was training at that time. And, after that, Chris Eubanks looked immaculate in that fight. But yeah, that's where he got in trouble with the gun at over there. So like I said, this time just leave it at home. You know what I mean? It's smart.
I don't think he took it purposely though. He said it was in the bag. I see how that could be though. You got it in the
Yeah,
bag.
just
Took
left
it
it in there.
back.
Forgot you had it in there. You know what I mean? You pack, you move so much, moving around a lot. He probably just completely forgot that he had it in there. How the hell did he get to the UK with it? How did he get it to the American airlines? Like that's what I'm confused about. Like, hold on, he just got a gun through the American Airlines and then didn't get caught on his way back. Like,
Yeah,
that's scary.
I don't know how the fuck that worked.
Yeah. Moving on to some boxing news, man. We're going to look at Javante Davis versus Jake Paul. Did not go ahead in Georgia. Now moved to Miami after Georgia Commission returned. Refused to sanction the fight, widely due to the weight difference in the fighters. So Georgia, knowing the attention they were going to get from this fight, decided they didn't want anything to do with it, and that the weight, because the guy mentioned the commission, the Georgia Commission, Boxing Commission guy said, look, Jake Paul was 225 in his last fight. Tank Davis can't get above 140. How is this fight even going to be sanctioned anywhere? He said, we're not going to do it in Georgia. So it got picked up pretty fast in Miami. They found another spot. But what's your thoughts on that? Are you with them on as far as this weight and just this isn't boxing? That's just my opinion. It's not boxing. When you don't have a weight division, you don't have the proper, measurements and, you know, uh, what should we say, health issues or injury or something like that due to the size difference going on between these two guys. Uh, do you think this fight? I mean, we know it's going to continue. We know, like we said, Miami jumped on it immediately
Yeah.
after Georgia said no. They found the spot within hours. So, do you agree with Georgia, or do you think Georgia kind of fucked up with this decision?
Georgia fucked up with that decision. They missed out on the bag. I could tell you that.
Yeah,
I could tell you that. But what you say? What weight Tank coming in at?
I mean Tank's gonna be. I mean, he can get up to whatever weight he wants, but I mean, you and I know as boxing fans, he ain't gonna get past 140, 140. The highest he's gonna get is 145. Uh, and I think the max that Jake can get is 200. So Jake's got to drop some weight. He's still going to be 200. That's a light heavyweight.
Yeah,
200 is a light heavyweight.
that's a heavyweight. That's a
Yeah, I
heavyweight.
mean, well, I think 215 and up is heavyweight.
Oh,
And then like
okay.
200 light heavyweight. Then you got like,
I thought
you
light
know,
heavyweight was 175.
actually, I think 200 is cruiserweight.
Yeah,
So
200 is cruiser. 200 is cruiser. 175 is light heavyweight.
I thought 175 was the weight division that David Benavidez and them is.
Yeah, light heavy. That's
Is
light
that light
heavyweight.
heavy? Okay, so light heavyweight. So yeah, he can come in as a cruiserweight. And I mean, we know Tank ain't gonna put really any weight on for this fight. I don't think so. So I don't know, man. I just think I don't disagree with what Georgia's saying, and I see that they're like, hey, we just want to take the proper, steps of making sure that if something stupid happens and somebody gets injured really bad, and it's because of the weight difference that we're not going to be responsible and we're not going to be the people that allow that to happen. I can respect them for that. And I also respect them for saying, fuck this clown show. We will watch all that money walk away from our state. As a true boxing commission, they said, fuck that. I can respect that, and I do respect that a lot, to be honest with you. Yeah, you're watching that bag walk away, but fuck, you're holding your morals and you're holding boxing to a standard. And I like that. I do like that, what Georgia did. Miami, we know. Miami's going to invite any fucking circus that comes to town. They got clowns all over that goddamn state. So they're looking for a circus every day of the fucking week.
Yeah. But it's just a money move, man. That's all it is. If Tank retire, if Tank retire after this, I don't got no respect for him now. If he continue to do what he supposed to do, fight Shakur. He can even fight Shakur and retire, win or lose. I wouldn't give a fuck. Because I'm 50-50 on both of them, on both my guys. But at the end of the day, if he leave, I mean, I ain't gonna be mad. I mean, that's boxing his life. Like, he been doing this since
It's his choice at the end of the day, like you said.
Yeah.
His choice.
But
We can be mad at his choice. I'm more
But-
mad at boxing in general. Like,
I would be happy if he was to give us a real deal like fight. You know what I mean? Before he
yeah.
And he ain't got to fight Lamar Roach, man. He can go straight to Shakur like, man, I ain't even gonna fight you. You know what I mean? But
Well,
Lamar will be moving up to 140.
yeah, he's talking about who is he? He's actually got a fight with somebody. Pitbull Cruz, yeah. That was announced. Him and Pitbull announced a fight. I want to say in November or something like that. They announced a fight with those two
Guess
guys.
who finally? Oh well, you said if we doing
Hold on, right now. Let's do it now. You ready to do Spade's Corner? All right, guys.
Okay.
Let's do Spade's Corner. Let me get this motherfucker going. What the hell I got?
You already knew what I was talking about. That's crazy.
Yeah. Here we go.
Big Spades Corner.
What's up? What's up? We in Spade's Corner, man. I just wanted to say this, Jeff. You know who's coming back to boxing?
Oh, sir. Who?
It's a wild guess, man. He got knocked out, man. He's finally got a fight coming up.
You ain't talking about Adrian Broner, are you?
Nah, hell no. Hell no.
Like, God, no, not that guy.
Frank Martin.
Frank Martin. Okay. It's been a while since we've seen Frank. I was wondering what happened to old Frank.
Yeah, I think he fighting at 140. What's the dude's name? Start with a B. But I done seen him a couple times.
Martin's moving to 140 as well.
Yeah, I think he fighting at 140. He fighting, but hold on, man. I could check. 'Cause I don't like the
The guest
not know what I'm talking about. He's fighting, what's his name? Barhelemy or something like that.
I'm not familiar with that name.
Yeah, I seen him fight before. I want to say he looked like he. I want to say he fought. I don't think this him though. But I've seen him fight somebody. But yeah, he got a fight coming October 25th.
Okay. All
I
right.
don't know who card that's on. Who fighting in October? You know?
Uh, there's a big card in October. The big card's November.
Yeah.
Or that October, Benavidez, November. That's a big. But there, I want to say Thurman and Fedor fight in October.
That might be the card he on.
Yeah,
That might be the card he on.
that'd be a nice little card. Well, that is a Showtime card, and Frank Martin was with
Yeah.
Showtime. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
see that happening 100%.
Uh-huh.
Uh, what's your thoughts on Frank Martin, though? This long waiting to come back after loss to Tank. Uh, what's your thoughts on that? Does he come back
He gotta
strong? Has he taken
he
too
gotta
much
come
time
back.
off?
He got to come back and make a statement. He got to make a statement. You've been out long. It been shit that could have been. You could have been bounced back for that, bro. Like, come on,
Yeah.
man. Hey, people get knocked out every day, B. It's alright.
Yeah.
Like, but I don't know. Like, that shit a business, so you never know what they was trying to do behind the scenes. Why he ain't fought yet? Because I'm sure he probably wanted to get back in the ring. And it shouldn't be like that when you fighting one of the top guys and you lose. You should be able to rebound yourself immediately when the time is right. So I felt like he should have been back in the ring. Like they shouldn't have never had him sitting that long. Like that was too long. Like bro, like that was his first loss. Like damn, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully he learned from taking that L and shit like that.
Okay.
But but yeah, man, that's something I had to tell you. What else? What else do I got for Spade Corner, man?
Big spade corner.
Um, I really ain't got none because it ain't nothing really going on. Oh, so do you think the Shakur and Teofimo fight is gonna happen?
I think it does happen. I think it's only been a matter of time that the court moves up to 140, especially with the stalemate at the 135 division is at this moment. These
Yeah.
guys are not fighting each other at 135, and I'll bring up another fight that's going to happen at 135 that should not be happening, and you're going to laugh at this fucking fight. I just found out today, and I
Oh,
highly,
oh, 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 no, I already know. Can
you
I
know who
say
it
it?
is.
Kid
Go ahead.
Austin?
Go ahead. Yep.
Kid Austin and what's his name?
Jojo fucking Diaz. Jojo
Yeah,
Diaz.
Jojo Diaz, yeah.
That that's what's fucked up with the 135. You got Cruz, you got Matala, you got Zapata, all these options that he could have fought. And then now you're gonna fucking fight Jojo Diaz, who's lost 6 of his 7 fucking last fights. Lost like 5 in a fucking row. Uh, has got way more opportunity than what he should have. This is how you take a step back in boxing. Instead of moving forward to better opponents, to tougher opponents, and that's what makes me think the KO versus Stevenson fight is going to happen because nobody at 135 is Stevenson, uh, and they're going to go fight guys like JoJo fucking Diaz and Mortala. Just really hasn't announced who he wants to fight. If you want to be real, he's kind of not answering about anybody. I think that's who Schofield originally wanted to fight, but then Mortala never, their camp never really responded about that fight. Uh, now you can say, oh, well, he's probably just taking this as a fill. This is a garbage ass fight. It's a straight garbage ass fight. It's another payday for JoJo Diaz, another loss that we're going to watch JoJo take. This is why I really think that Teo versus Stevenson fight is going to happen. Who else do these two guys have to fight right now with the name that the other one has that's going to make the money, going to put them up there on the map? I do see that fight happening. So, yeah, 100% I see Teo and Stevenson happening by, I would say, April or May of 2026. What do you think? Earlier or sooner than that?
Hopefully sooner than that. Shit.
I mean, I would think sooner, but
January, February.
yeah, and but Teo was also talking about, but we also got that issue with Keyshawn moving to 140, and now he is he's written a letter to the WBO, WBC, whatever belt Teo holds, and he said that he should be the number one contender. If he is, he's going to have to fight the number one contender. I can't remember the guy's name. He'll have to fight him, Jermaine something. He'll have to fight that guy to be the number one contender for Teo to get the Teo fight next. But then they would make that
Oh,
the mandatory.
Keyshawn.
Yeah, they would make it mandatory for Teo to fight Keyshawn. So we would have to get the Stevenson fight early in the year, I think, for that fight to happen.
But Keyshawn is out. He on retirement leave right now, so we
That's what
can't
he
even.
said, but then he
We
wrote
can't
that
even.
letter saying that he wants to be the number one contender at 140 for
Yeah,
Teo.
but that's cool. But he out of sight, out of mind right now.
Yeah, he absolutely is. I think, especially if you're looking at a good money fight, Teo versus Stevenson. I mean, what a way to start the year if we could get that fight. Uh, I favor, man. Who do you favor in that fight? Honestly, who do you favor with that style that Teo has and the style that Stevenson has? How does that like? We talk about styles make fight. How does that fight work?
Man, I don't even. I can't. That fight right there, I can't even. We don't know what tail we gonna get, and then like I don't know, man. That's just a fight I can't even. I can't. I'm going with Shakur, of course, but I can't like get details on what I
Well,
think will happen.
here's my thing. We know Teo shows up for every big fight more than he does his average fights. Like when he just gets somebody we ain't heard much of, uh, we get the best of Teo when he fights the best. And that's what I think makes him dangerous because he fights to the level of his opponents. Uh, and with his movement, I don't know if that's going to pose a problem for Shakur. Uh, I don't know, man. I feel like Shakur is once again another calculated fighter. If he, let Teo kind of do that movement and then kind of bide your time, and then uh, that's going to be a tough fight. I can't say right now who I think
I
would
don't
win
think
that
it's gonna
fight.
be. Yeah, I don't think gonna be easy for Shakur though. I most
No,
definitely
not at
don't
all.
think that.
I think it would be his hardest fight to date, his toughest opponent to date, no doubt about that. Yeah, 100%. But like we said, Shakur, our kid Schofield, that was some news that he was going to fight JoJo Diaz. I think that's an absolute joke of a fight. Step back for Schofield, kind of just taking the easy opponent right now. Maybe it's a stay busy fight if nobody at 135 is trying to fight him. We never
Yeah,
get the full story or anything like that. But if I had to hope that, hey, maybe this is him just saying, hey, give me somebody to stay busy, and then when these other dudes want to fight, I'll be ready. Uh, you know,
I know.
so
I know. He was talking about JoJo Diaz though before he ever fought. I want to say before he got the Shakur fight that he was talking. They was talking to each other, and they supposed
but
to be
why?
cool or whatever.
But why JoJo did? Of all the people that you'd be like, oh, this dude gonna be a tough. Is not a tough fight. Everybody was like, oh, him and Prograis went to war, and these were two guys on their last fucking leg, and they fought to their level. Their level was their level. Like that's where they're at in their career. To me, JoJo's not even a gatekeeper at this fucking point.
Nah, hell
He's,
nah, he ain't.
he's
No.
just a
I
roller,
mean, he
a
a,
guy you're gonna
a
fill the
gatekeeper
card.
for him, I guess. But
Yeah. Yeah,
you know
he's
what I'm
just a
saying?
guy you fill the card with, in my opinion. But where did now you announce this fight? There's no way in hell this can be a main card, right? This cannot be the main event on a card, in my opinion. Who's gonna
Nah,
pay to watch that, or who's gonna tune in for a fucking main card, a main event of Floyd Schofield and JoJo Diaz? I don't see that selling a fight. So to me, it's gonna have to be on an undercard somewhere, and I
yeah,
don't even see it as a co-main event.
nah. I ain't no
Yeah,
telling what. I ain't no telling, but
absolutely crazy. Not a whole lot to talk about left, man. We talked about what we wanted to talk about. Of course, we want to give our hats off and our most of respect to the Hatton family. Ricky Hatton passed away early last week. Unknown death. You know, nobody really saw that coming. He's been talking to the media a lot. Actually, had a fight, exhibition fight scheduled to happen sometime in October. And then out of nowhere, he passed away in his sleep. So our utmost respect to Ricky Hatton, man, and hats off to Ricky and his family, man. Ricky Hatton had a great career. Uh, UK legend. So our hearts go out to his family, prayers, everything like that to his family, man. But hey, guys, this is episode 110. I'm gonna let Spade do what Big Spade does, man. Take us out, this guy. Let's get this taken care of, guys. Get this episode 10 over with. We saw dominance in Crawford over Canelo. We said what we had to say. We told y'all in the last episode 109 what was going to happen. So let Big Spade tell you what to do so you can continue to hear nothing but the best predictions in the podcast game, baby. Let's go.
Y'all already know what to do, man. Like, subscribe, comment, make it stick like a note to your kid. Goddamn book bag when they about to be tardy or they about to be absent the next day. Show some love to Bourbon and Boxing, man. Keep watching us, keep supporting. We seen the views go up too when we was talking about the last Terrence Crawford and Canelo. I seen people viewing in. I guess it's the topic, but don't just let it be the topic. Let it be Cowboy and Spade making y'all gravitate to the show, man. Check in with
Absolutely,
Bourbon
man.
and Boxing.
Yeah. And comment, interact with us, man. We're putting this one live on the YouTube. I'm going to put that right up there, not live, but we're going to put it up there on YouTube as the full video effect now that we can put all our little antics in there. We got our videos up. We got our good stuff on StreamYard back. So we're back, baby. We're back. Bourbon and Boxing is back. Got some great events coming up. Of course, this week, almost forgot about this week's schedule coming up. Who we got this week? Of course, we got Brandon Moore versus Savage. That's going to be tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern on the Zone. That's coming out of Detroit, Michigan. Oscar Calizo versus Jason Vyas. That is Saturday night. Outside of that, not a lot of big fights this weekend coming up. I thought there was more bigger fights, but of course, September really only had one big fight this month, so it looks like October, once it starts, we're going to get to October and we're going to get the bigger fights. Dave Allen is going to be on that. Jerome Dennis, of course, is going to be on with the card that he's got. So hey, Danny Garcia coming back, but hey, keep tuning in to Bourbon and Boxing. We're going to keep
Oh,
bringing you the latest news and
oh,
everything else, guys.
I
All
forgot
right,
all
man.
about that too, man. That Danny Garcia.
Yeah, I forgot he was coming back till I just saw it. I said, oh shit, Danny Garcia coming back.
I think that's his retirement fight.
Should be. He had a pretty good fight his last one out, didn't he? Or did he win or lose that one?
Nah, he lost to Laura.
Okay. So yeah. So pretty much a retirement fight for our guy Danny Garcia. That's going to be later. I'm going to say right around the first week of October. But outside of that, not much more to talk about, guys. I got to be up at 4 a.m. in the morning, so I'm going to jump off here and get some snoozing time because 4
Yeah,
o'clock
get that sleep,
early,
man.
baby. It's going to be
Get
like
that
beep,
sleep.
beep, beep. And I'm going to be like, no. All right, my guy. Over and out. Bourbon and Boxing, episode 1010 or 110 with your boys, the Cowboy and
Spade.
yeah, boy. All right, guys. Have a good night, man.